House Calls.
It's time now for House Calls with the Kingery Team of Mountain to Lake Realty.
Keep it here for market insights, featured guests, and answers to your real estate questions.
Here are your hosts, Steve Furrow and Julie Kingery.
Hey! House Calls! We're back, Julie. It's another Saturday, right?
Feel like I need my headphones.
Oh, gosh.
Earplugs.
I can't help it. I'm just excited to be here with you, Julie, bringing another episode of House Calls. We're talking about everything that's going on in the real estate market. Speaking of that, Julie, give us your expert opinion of what's new in the market this week.
Anything new going on this week? Probably a lot of the same.
Oh.
It's still a good time to sell. It's still a good time to buy. Real estate is something that people always need. People have life changes, so you're always going to have people that need to sell and people that need to buy.
Well, I know last week we talked a little bit about inventory, and I mentioned that Roanoke Valley inventory is continuing to march its way up, and I failed to reach out to our folks here in Henry County and Martinsville and try to look after them, because I know they're a segment of the folks that we work with and that are out there listening. And so for all you guys out there, I'm sorry that I did not get you included last time. It was just a complete oversight. But that being said, you are important. And so this week, we're going to talk about inventory there in Martinsville in Henry County. And really, the honest numbers say there's not a lot of change, that we're pretty steady in inventory when we look at what's going on in Martinsville, Henry. Now, there has been a little growth over the last 60 to 90 days in inventory, but we're not talking about a huge growth. Where in the Roanoke area, if you look at the two different localities, you will see that things are, I say Roanoke area, Franklin County. When you look at those, things are continuing to seem to grow maybe at a little faster pace. We're talking about a larger area. Just to kind of give you a snapshot, things are moving up in the inventory numbers in Martinsville and Henry County, but not at as fast a pace as what we would see in Franklin County and the greater Roanoke Valley. So give a shout out there to all those folks from that standpoint. We talked about mortgage rates. We're moving in the right direction. You guys out there, if you're interested in buying a home, making sure you got your credit score in good order, you're paying bills on time, you're working towards getting yourself in the right spot. Even if you're active in the market, you got to stay on top of that.
And stay in contact with your lender to make sure you are doing the right things to keep your credit the way it's supposed to be. Something that just popped up into my head.
Hold up. She's got a thought. Shh.
When you're thinking about purchasing a home, keeping your credit where it needs to be is a very important thing. Debt to income ratio is a big thing that we don't always talk about. And I know lenders will definitely touch on this, but if you're thinking about buying a home, you may double think about not purchasing a car or a motorcycle or a boat. Or if you do those things, making sure that if you do make a big purchase like that it does not affect your credit negatively or your debt to income ratio, because some people get excited. They're buying a house. They may want to get out on Philpott Lake or Smith Mountain Lake and buy a little fishing boat. But that is going to affect your credit, and it's also going to affect your debt to income ratio. So just something to keep in mind when you're out there thinking about buying a house. Other big purchases may affect that negatively.
Oh, the old DTI. You're going in debt DTI. Oh, Lord.
I'm no lender, but something that definitely affects us sometimes when you're working with buyers.
And so to kind of cap that off, if you will, we do see mortgage rates continuing to trend in the right direction. And if you've got good credit, debt to income and all these things that Julie's talking about here, you're staying on top of. I mean, we're seeing some loans under 6%. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty exciting. We hadn't seen that for a while.
Right.
And that does, as a buyer, that helps you as far as your buying power, your ability to it be more affordable. All those things, it just plays in, goes hand in hand. Other things in the market, Julie, that you feel like that's changed from last week to this week that maybe we need to mention?
I don't know that it's changed a whole lot from last week to this week. I think we're still seeing, it still continues to be a seller's market. We're still seeing a little bit longer days on market. I know I've said that before. It's not extreme by any means, but it's not gonna, if you list your house, it may not sell tomorrow like it has been in the last few years. Buyers have negotiation power when they're making offers. They may be able to ask for closing costs. So some of the same things that we're seeing still happening, still a good time to buy, still a good time to sell.
And I will tell you, thinking about buying and selling, keep in mind, I'm a big stats guy. I try to stay on top of what's going on. But I will tell you that when you look at the home prices of what's selling, prices are still rising. Now, they're not at a double-digit increase, but we are still seeing things move up. Homes are appreciating. So if you're a buyer, the sooner you can buy, homes are cheaper today than they will be 6 months from now.
Right.
That's been historically been the case if we look at the market over the last 5 years.
Right. Real estate, keep it in good condition, of course.
Right.
But real estate is always a good investment and should appreciate as long as you keep it in good condition.
If you have questions, have interest in buying or selling, KingeryTeam.com. We'd love to visit with you. If you got questions you want us to address here on House Calls, we will gladly take them. 276-629-9999. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll address those as best we can. We'll let our expert Julie just bring it on down. Bring it on down, yes.
Or if you want to ask where Steve gets his energy from, we'll be happy to answer that too.
This is a great spot to stop here and pause, and we'll be back with Question of the Week. House Calls. Buying, selling, moving fast.
The Kingery Team delivers results with heart.
We're the local family team that knows this market inside and out and treats every client like one of our own.
Quick closings, strong offers, no nonsense. Whether you're upsizing, downsizing, or just ready for a change, let's make it happen.
The Kingery Team, selling real estate 1 yard at a time. Located uptown Rocky Mount at 195 South Main Street. Give us a call at 540-483-5566. Hey. We are back with some house calls. House calls, Julie. You ready?
Ready or not, here we come.
All right.
Saturday morning.
It is Saturday, and we are wired for sound, baby. That being said, this is segment 2 with the question of the week. Katie is coming to us from the 336, Julie.
All right.
So we're reaching out. Maybe she's a commuter. She lives in town. She has a townhome, and she wants to move out of town to the country.
All right.
She wants to get out into the country, maybe get some dirt on her feet, under her fingernails.
You gonna buy dirt?
Yeah, that's right. Buy some dirt. Let's give Katie some pointers. Her question revolved around understanding what she needs to be thinking about in making a move from her townhome out to and she's not talking about a huge farmstead, but a few acres and just some things that she needs to think about there.
There's pros and cons to everything. If you're living in a townhouse, sometimes that might include some extra homeowners association fees. So if you move out to the country and you have your own property with some privacy, you may not have those. You're not going to have those fees.
You shouldn't.
You shouldn't have those
Let's
fees.
make sure there are some places.
You may have some road maintenance or some kind of subdivision. They may have some acreage out there that they do share in some of the maintenance of a property owners association. But moving out to the country, you've got to maintain your yard. So if you have some acreage, mowing your yard is something to think about. If you live in a townhouse, you might not have a lawnmower. So you've got to think about buying a lawnmower.
So before you jump on all those maintenance things, because there's lots of things going on there, I'm going to pause you just for a second and tell you what comes to my mind first. And that is, we're buying land. What kind of survey do we have?
Okay.
Do we have a survey? Mm-hmm. Are the corners marked?
Right.
Are they easily found, etc.? Because it is important.
Right.
When we're buying acreage, that we need to have an understanding of what we're buying.
Right. And you don't want to start putting a fencing up and not know where your boundary lines are. So that's a great point to think about.
I had a conversation with a client here yesterday. She was pretty upset. She said, I think they've put a fence on my property. And I said, well, best thing for you to do is to get a surveyor, come out there and mark the lines, and then everybody knows. Mm-hmm. They may not believe it, but everybody knows, hey, this is it.
Survey is a great point, and that does show exactly where your lines will be based on the deed. Another thing to think about going out to the country that comes to my mind is peace.
Oh, the old peace.
Everybody has a different opinion of what that means, but we do have lots of properties out in the country that offer some peacefulness. I know that some people like to be in town. They like the convenience of it. But I think in Franklin County, in Henry County, Roanoke, there are some rural areas that are still convenient to all of the area amenities. So you may think, oh, I'm going to move out to Ferrum. I don't have any phone service or I don't have internet. I think that our utility companies have done a decent job lately of getting us more access to. I think that you have people who are working from home in remote areas that you would have never thought that. So internet is still available and people are homeschooling or they're able to do things from home with the internet, even in Ferrum.
Well, and it's fair to say that I think every week we get better with our coverage, our ability to have access to high-speed internet. It's getting better all the time. There were places where we just didn't. That's fewer and fewer today.
Right.
And it's getting better every day. One of the things, Juliet, I'm going to jump in here, covenants and restrictions.
Yes.
Something we need to think about. You know, if you go on a chicken,
make sure you're moving to a location that allows chickens. Lots of our areas in Franklin and Henry, I think Henry, but you don't have a lot of zoning restrictions in many areas. You do have some, so definitely big to check on. Is it zoned agriculture? Is it not zoned? Is it zoned residential? Can you have a storage building or a high tunnel? You know, can you have your greenhouse, or what type of fencing can you put up? Those are definitely things that when you're thinking about moving to the country, have a plan. Know what you're planning to do on that property so that you can make sure you're purchasing the property that you can do those things.
I mean, it's just crucial that you kind of think those things through. And then, you know, the other side of that is when you're thinking about mowing your yard, the maintenance that Julie was jumping on there for a while, but, you know, thinking about how that's going to play out. What is your plan there? Do you need a storage shed for your mower, etc.? It just becomes there's a whole set of questions, I think, that comes with that we need to.
Do you need a creek? Do you need a stream? Do you plan to have cows, chickens, pigs, goats? You know, how much of the acreage do you want to be cleared and usable versus how much would you like to be wooded and not have to maintain as much, or how long your driveway is? If you have a longer driveway, that might include, is it paved? Do you have to reseal it? Or is it gravel? And how many loads of gravel do I need to put back? And road maintenance is sometimes comes with acreage properties. You may share the road with somebody, so your lender's going to want to know, is there an agreement already in place for that road maintenance agreement?
I think we've done a great job here, Julie, at kind of running over things for Katie. I do think that we happen to have a listing that would be ideal for her.
I think Katie would love our listing that we have at 14776 Franklin Street, which happens to be in Ferrum. A 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,792 square feet. It is a brick ranch on 4.3 acres. It does already have some fencing, so if you have a cow, it would suit that. A cow, a horse. They do have a little lean-to that you can have some shelter for that animal, or if you have goats that you want to help maintain that yard instead of a lawnmower, it's ready for that. They have a high tunnel for any of your greenhouse, anything that you want to grow.
So, Miss Katie, if you want to see this in person, check us out at KingeryTeam.com. Put that address in. It's really easy. Just put that right in there in our search. It comes up, and we'd be glad to give you all the pictures. It's all going to pop up right there, and you can check it out and run right through it. Check that out. And guys, if you've got questions, 276-629-9999. You want to be just like Katie, we'll be glad to answer all of your real estate questions here on House Calls, baby. Appreciate you, Julie.
Enjoy your Saturday.
Take care, everyone.
Thanks for listening to House Calls with the Kingery Team of Mountain to Lake Realty with your hosts, Steve Furrow and Julie Kingery. If you have questions about anything discussed on today's show, text us at 276-629-9999. Join us again next Saturday at 9 for more tips, trends, and answers to your real estate questions on House Calls with the Kingery Team of Mountain to Lake Realty and Southern Virginia's country station, B99.9.
House Calls.